The Korean immigration won't accept our paperwork. So at the moment, we don't really know how we're going to leave Japan. International border crossings always cause us stress, especially when shipping. You'd think after spending more than 3 years attempting to drive around the world, we'd have it mastered. After all, we've done enough of them.
Yeah.
Problem. But for some reason, no matter how organised we think we are, there's always something that doesn't go as planned.
We've been separated after 25 years of happy marriage.
And leaving Japan to ship to Korea was no exception. We will either find a way or make one. Hannibal Barker. Yesterday we got a message from Kazui, our Japanese shipping agent. She says she's tried to book the boat for us to go to South Korea, but she said because we don't have an onward journey for us and Trudy, they won't let us book the ship to go to Korea. Got to grab the rubbish. So we were going to apply for our Chinese visa once we got to South Korea, but we've spoken to the Korean agent who says that if we book the boat to China, we won't be able to cancel it and get our money back. I'll just give us a minute. I've just got to pop to the loo. Thanks for waiting. In fact, before we go, I should show you these toilets because they have possibly one of the best views of a toilet in the world. They've also got loads of vending machines, little seating areas, and there is a shop there as well. But I spotted this little viewing area up here that we haven't been to, so I thought we'd go and have a quick look before we go. So the next option is to go to Vietnam. So we've asked the Korean shipping agent if he's got a shipping contact based in Vietnam. So we'd heard that if your origin country uses right-hand drives like the UK, that will be okay to drive in Vietnam. But after contacting the Vietnamese shipping agent, they told us that Trudy wouldn't be able to go to Vietnam. So we asked the Korean shipping agent to book us a boat to go to Malaysia in about 6 weeks' time. But he came back to us and said that they can't book that far in advance. So at the moment, we don't really know how we're going to leave Japan. But check out this view from the back of Trudy. Pretty good view to wake up to, isn't it? Morning, love.
Morning.
So we've asked the Korean agent what is the latest date that we can ship from Korea to Malaysia, because we want to spend a bit of time in Korea seeing the country. But let's just hope that they're able to book us a boat, an onward journey, before our visa runs out here in Japan. Let's get the map on the side of Trudy and we'll show you the plan. We're currently parked just here, and today we're going to be heading down towards Fukuoka which is where we're getting the boat from, if all goes according to plan, to get to Busan. And because time's running out, we want to base ourselves around here. And we've actually found a rest stop not far from Fukuoka and a Starbucks, because we need to find a bit of aircon today as well, because it's been a little bit hot.
A little bit hot.
Yeah, we have had temperatures of 38, 39 degrees in the van and 99% humidity. So it has been very tough in an insulated UK van with no aircon. Yeah, it's been a great little rest stop, this one. Everything you need. So the drive today is about 2 hours, just under 2 hours. But it's a beautiful sunny day here in Japan, which means it is going to be another amazingly hot day here in Japan. Oh, this is amazing. Look, right by the water.
I think you'd like that kind of house with a little boat just parked up outside.
Go out for me morning fishing, would be lovely, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, it's lovely. Oh, this is a great drive this morning, hugging the coast. And Korea should be over the water over there somewhere. Fingers crossed we'll get there. Oh, he's pulled over. The old boy on the bike, it reminds me when years ago when I first met Marianne, her dad lent me his little Honda 90, his little Honda Club. And it was funny, commuting up to London, I couldn't get over like 28 miles an hour. So we're getting nearer to shipping routes because there's a massive container ship out there. So is it me, or does that pillar and the building behind remind you of the square in Venice? That's not normal architecture for over here, is it?
No, we have not seen that before.
Just saw the sign, it's actually a wedding venue. We did hear that over in Japan, because the Japanese, some of them like that traditional sort of Western grand style wedding, that they actually have venues that look like Europe or churches.
I love weddings. If you're having a wedding, you can invite me and I'll come, because I love weddings. I love a good
Definitely.
wedding.
There you go, there's another one. Garden wedding.
Aww.
It's obviously a thing. Even in the town there's bugs.
Listen to that noise.
Right, we've arrived at this shopping centre on a mission to find aircon. I can't tell you how relieved we were to escape the sun and get into some aircon. And we spent the next few hours editing and trying to sort out the shipping to Korea. But that involves sending lots of our personal information and using Starbucks Wi-Fi, or in fact any public Wi-Fi, comes with an added risk. Because believe it or not, there's people out there trying to hack your personal data.
He has missed 9 days.
And that's why whenever we use public Wi-Fi, we always use Surfshark VPN. Surfshark creates an encrypted tunnel which keeps our data safe. Can you imagine the stress if our computer got hacked?
Grace!
For the price we've spent on coffee today, we can protect ourselves for a whole month. I'd suggest getting the Surfshark One bundle, because that gives you some added benefits like antivirus and having a private search engine. Right now, Surfshark is offering Tread the Globe followers an exclusive discount, which includes 3 months free. To get started, simply click the link in the description below or scan the QR code. After spending the whole afternoon sat in Starbucks, it's definitely a bit warmer out here.
Yeah.
But we had an email from Kazui, the Japanese agent, to say that she also needs time to get the paperwork to the ferry company so that we can get out of Japan. So now we're just waiting to hear back from the Korean agent, and hopefully we have some news tomorrow or the next day, because time is ticking.
And I wish I'd got iced coffee instead of hot coffee now.
But now we're going to jump back into Trudy and try and find somewhere to park up. There's Trudy's been baking in the sun. So just for the record, it's 40 degrees in the van.
It was 41, it's just dropped as soon as we opened the door.
If we hadn't have put this reflector in the windscreen, I think it would have been about 45.
We're definitely learning new skills. in Yellowstone we had -12 and we learned how to warm up, and now we're learning how to cool down. And my tip is move slowly.
My tip, spend the day in Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh. Good morning. So this is where we slept last night. We made it to the rest stop here. Wasn't the best night's sleep, to be honest, because it's probably the hottest night we've had in the van so far. And yeah, mind-blowingly sweaty. Because we're unsure of what's happening with South Korea, I took the liberty of emailing Kazui, our Japanese shipping agent, to see if there is any options to roll on, roll off ship from Japan somewhere to Malaysia, just in case South Korea doesn't work out. Looks like it's going to be another hot, scorching day today. We headed back to Starbucks and spent the morning in the aircon waiting for news on the shipping. You'd think that being able to book a boat to leave would be easy, but it's proving to be a lot more complicated than we anticipated. Okay, it's lunchtime. We're just going to drop the bags back to Trudy. But whilst we were working in Starbucks, we got an email from Kazui, our Japanese shipping agent, who said that before COVID, there used to be loads of different roll-on, roll-off routes from Japan. But since COVID, they've really cut back. And she said, there isn't a route for us from Japan. So this afternoon we've been working in the shopping centre. I popped out to Trudy to grab some stuff. You can see the water coming out of the drain here. Look at that, that's mad. And we left both windows fully open because it was sunny when we left. And when I came back, this was literally down this low full of water, and everything is soaked. The mat's soaked.
Everything.
This has still got water dropping out of it. The cushions I had to throw on the bed, they're soaked. Marianne's mat's wet from the side window. You actually got a little puddle there, love.
Everything.
The moral of that story is, if you go out for the day in a shopping centre, don't leave your windows fully open, because if it rains, you never know. Anyway, a bit of good news is the shipping agent from Korea said that there is a boat that goes to Port Klang, and Trudy will fit in a high top container, apparently. So he's going to book it and send us some details. So that's a good bit of news. We've received confirmation from the Korean shipping agent that they've booked the boat, and they've sent us the documentation to prove to the ferry line that we've got the boat booked. So I've sent that to Camilla Line just to make sure everything is okay. We've also booked the flight from Korea to Kuala Lumpur to prove to the Camilla Line and the Korean immigration that we have a forwarding journey. So fingers crossed they accept all of that. Not the best news. We've heard back from the ferry company, and unfortunately the Korean immigration doesn't accept the paperwork that's been sent from the shipping company. I have absolutely no idea why, and to be honest, we don't really know what else to do. We did our best to sort it out and ended up sending an email to all parties just asking them to talk to each other, as we couldn't do any more. Heading back to Starbucks, we waited for news. So we still have a couple of days until we get the ferry to South Korea. And last night we had possibly the worst night's sleep ever due to the heat. It was bad, wasn't it?
It was unbelievably bad. I'm a bit of a trooper, but last night I was in tears and I ended up sleeping on this chair with 2 fans on me, scrolling through bookings.com trying to desperately find somewhere that we could afford to book into, because it was brutal, wasn't it? It was absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it was, and I don't think it actually got below 30 last night. And it's another hot day today, so we've booked a hotel near the ferry port to South Korea, and we're just gonna enjoy a bit of aircon and have a shower, and it shouldn't be a painful, suffering experience. In the last couple of days with the heat has been, so yeah, we're giving into the hotel for a while.
I think that's the difference, isn't it? If you're in 30, Chris said it was 30, it went down to, but last night I didn't see it go below 34, and it actually went up to 41. Now, if you don't have a cold shower, flushing toilet, you know, ice that you can drink to cool your core temperature down, honestly, it's so brutal.
The front inn. We made it. This is all we need. There is a bed, a TV, aircon, and there must be a shower of some form. There you go. I'm a happy man. Get that aircon on. Now it's time to go to Korea. That's where Trudy's been parked for the last few days. How can you have bugs like this in the city? It's madness.
In the city as well, I can't believe the jungle. We're in the jungle, man.
How hot?
Jungle.
It's cooler today.
It is cooler today.
What's the temperature?
I don't know, but
it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
It's cool.
It's only 33.2.
I was going to say, it's much cooler today.
So we think we're pretty well organised. We've sent the port all the paperwork. We've got rid of all the food because we're doing an international border crossing today. One thing we are a little bit worried about is the power bank, the Jackery power bank, because as you know, when we got the ship last time from the US, they didn't let us take it. But we've drained it down. There's no power in it, so fingers crossed it should be all right this morning. After all the confusion we've had getting booked on this boat, I just hope that it all goes all right, because we don't really have much play on our Japanese visa. And then we've got the stress of getting into Korea and getting the insurance for Trudy and stuff like that. International border crossings are always a bit stressful and you never know how it's going to go, but for some reason we always have trouble getting out of the country rather than getting in. So we'll see. If we get on the boat today, then I'm sure it will all be all right. Yes. Okay, step one of today is we're here on time. There you go. There is a massive Camilla Line ferry there, which is the one we're getting to. They've also got all the shipping containers. Let's go and see if we can clear customs and get the carnet stamped out on all the interesting fun things that we've got to do this morning.
I believe there are 3 car ferries that go from Fukuoka over to Busan, but only the Camilla Line will take foreign vehicles.
Okay, so apparently, oh, there's a lift there, love. Apparently, the Camilla Line is on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
Ah! Nice to meet you. Good morning. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. The boss, Mr. Kim, was waiting for us, and he just came up and went, "Are you Marianne Fisher?" And she was like, "Yes." So he's gone to get all the paperwork and stuff for us. So, it's a good start to the day.
こちらがイギリスの国際免許ですね。で、パスポート、で、カルネ、それと
After checking we had all the correct paperwork, we headed outside so they could inspect Trudy. Okay, so now they've said that we should follow them. So we're just getting back into Trudy. So far, so good. They saw the van, they were quite impressed that it was so colourful with YouTube and the world map. So it's always an icebreaker, Trudy.
To be honest, I'm impressed.
I'm impressed. Are you impressed?
I'm impressed that
I
we've
think
got
we're
this
nuts.
far.
Okay. Follow him. Where's he gone?
I've got to add, actually, I was talking to an overland group the other day, and I explained that we're in a right-hand drive two-wheel drive Fiat Ducato, and the group were like, Why are you doing that? And I was like, because that's all we bought. That's the money we had, and also we had no idea we were going to be driving around the world.
Wasn't originally planned. We were going to go to France.
That was not the plan. We were just going to visit family in Europe. So you're right. It's not the right vehicle, but it's the right vehicle for us. And she's still going.
And we love Trudy. She's amazing.
She's still going.
Mr. Kim's running there. Look, we should have just given him a lift. There we go. We're going into customs. So I'm turning the camera off now, people. So we've grabbed our bag. We've left Trudy. I feel very lost, and we're not leaving for a few hours yet. But we're going to go and sort all the paperwork out now. And there is the Camilla Line boat. Look at the size of that. So we've got to wait about half an hour for Mr. Kim to come back to us. In the meantime, we've managed to see a currency exchange place here in the terminal. So we've exchanged our money ready for the arrival in Korea, because you can't pay for certain aspects of your arrival in with credit card. So we've paid cash. And I've also kept some cash, Japanese cash, to pay some of the fees here, which you can only do in cash. So yeah, good tip. Make sure if you are doing a trip like this, just to confirm whether you can pay by card. Is there an ATM? Is there a currency exchange place? Because we had to get the cash out in town before we got here, because there is no ATM here. So after a few hours, they've come back. All the paperwork's been done. The carnet's been stamped. So now we're just checking in, and then we should be able to get the boat. Okay, we're all checked in, and the boat goes in about half an hour. It's always nerve-wracking leaving it last minute and paying last minute, just in case like the card machine goes, because using foreign cards overseas sometimes causes problems. But it's all paid. We've got the tickets. We're heading to the boat. So step one of getting out of Japan is perfect.
Thank you.
Arigato. That's it. Goodbye, Japan. We're heading to the boat. It's a huge boat. It's got like 6 floors. I have no idea where we're going. So goodbye Japan, and Korea's about 6 hours on the ferry that way.
We're going to room 430. So
Oh, there you go. Economy 430.
That's us.
So you got a room. Have we got a room? Interesting. Oh, it's a shared room.
It's a shared room, but there's like futon mattresses, so we're going to be able to sleep and
Sleep on the floor, and we just sit on the floor.
And there's a little place to put your shoes.
Okay, we're going to bagsy the two in the corner because there's electric sockets and it's by the window, and then we'll go and have a look round the boat. There's not electric
Pillow. There's a pillow.
Is that a pillow?
There's a pillow.
So basically, we got a mat on the floor to lie on. We got a blanket. What are you making your bed for?
Well, because we're all so close together that if we don't make ours now, we're going to be stamping all over people.
We could be the only people in here.
I think that's very unlikely.
So upstairs is all rooms. So we're going to go down and see if there's somewhere to get food because it's lunchtime. Okay, we got lunch out of a hot food vendor, so
I think fried chicken.
sweet spicy chicken sounds nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Is that in the restaurant or here? Oh, here, you're buy ticket here. Open service.
Ah,
Thank you.
I understand. So the other thing you do, they've actually got a menu on the wall here, and you buy it from the machine. So we've just bought a lunch kimchi set, which gives you a ticket, which in half an hour you can take to the restaurant. It's a bit complicated. And this is what came out of the vendor. I was actually expecting a meal that's like less weight than a burger. So what everybody's done is they bought like bento boxes from 7-Eleven and then they microwave them here and sit and eat them. Lesson for next time.
Next time, that's what I'm doing.
Wow, what have we got?
Can you tell I used to be a waitress?
I have absolutely no idea other than the rice.
It smells delicious. It smells sweet, tomatoey.
So there's like this soup with vegetables, a bit of meat. I'm not really sure. Let's just try the taste of the soup. Nice. It's a flavour I've never had before.
It's like a meat and cabbage soup.
Cabbage, it tastes of cabbage. And these are actually, that is actually a prawn. Just really nice. What is that? It looks like potato, but it's not, is it? What is it? Your face. You don't like that?
I don't know, it's like crunchy apple, but doesn't taste anything like apple.
Is it a radish?
Yeah, much vegetable-y. I don't think you're going to like that.
Oh, I don't like that. I can't believe our time in Japan is done. You can see it disappearing in the distance, and it won't be long. We'll be in the next country on our drive home. Crazy.
I think that deserves a high five.
High five. We spent the rest of the trip relaxing in our room. It was surprisingly comfortable. As we sat there, I thought it's hard to believe that our time in Japan is over already, and we loved our time there. Now looking ahead, we are excited to discover a completely new country for the first time. We've got an hour to go. We were just saying we have absolutely no idea how we get the van back or where we go when we get off.
Yeah, we haven't got a park up organised or a hotel organised or anything. We are literally ad hocing it and winging it at its best. Brave or stupid.
It's not like a normal ferry where you drive on, you go back to your car and drive off. So we're walking off, but we have no idea how we're going to find the van again. Should be interesting.
That it will be.
We're nearly there. Oh my goodness. There you go. Welcome to South Korea. That's an amazing view.
Well, we've just had a little visitor who's joined us. There's a boat, a pilot ship that's just literally come aside. One of them's coming in. What is that? Are there pirates in Korea?
So we were just stood out on deck admiring the view, and two ladies from the information centre came over and said, "Are you Marianne and Chris with the camping car?" And we were like, "Yes we are." And they said if you could come back to the information desk at 6:20. So they're obviously going to escort us to customs, or so it sounds like there's a plan. I'm not so worried about getting the van back now. Okay, so it gets a bit complicated. It's a bit like when we went to Georgia. They're separating us now. So Marianne has to go to collect the van and do the paperwork for the van. I have to go on my own, and it's going to be complicated because she's got the papers for the onward journey, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm following one of the members of staff. Just got to go with the flow. It will all be all right in the end. Okay, arigato. We've come down to this separate little queue to get off the boat, away from the rest of everybody else, so I'm not sure exactly where we're going. So hopefully Marianne doesn't have to pay for the insurance before she meets up with me, because I have all the money on me. So that could be quite interesting. But fingers crossed we all meet up okay just after passport control. A little bit nerve-wracking. It's a big terminal. Obviously gets lots of boats coming in. Front of the ship's open, so that's where Marianne would have been coming out. I'm not sure if she's out already. Can't see her down there. I think the staff at Camilla Line on the information desk did me a favour and got me off the boat first with maybe the first class people, because there's a big queue coming behind me, so that's good. Thank you, Camilla Line. Okay, I've made it into the main terminal, and that was all fine, and they've given us I think it's till November in the passport, so we've got plenty of time. But now I've just got to wait for Marianne, because there's no sign of her here yet. Okay, I've managed to log on to the free Wi-Fi because Marianne's got the Wi-Fi box.
Hi love, I'm just coming up with the guys from Immigration and Customs to get the money. So we'll be up there in a minute. Love you, bye.
Just spotted Marianne. You found me.
I found you.
So yeah, we're just waiting to find out how much it is and then we'll get going, which is good because it's nearly dark and we have no idea where we're going yet. Okay, so now we're going to go try and pay the insurance.
Yeah.
Meet Sonny and his son. We want to thank them for being so kind. Our Wi-Fi box had run out of power, and so Sonny took it upon himself to stay with us for the whole importation process to make sure that we were okay. What a legend. After another half an hour, it's completely dark and we're in. Okay, we've just finished at customs. We're in Trudy, but now we found somewhere on iOverlander, but Google Maps doesn't seem to be working here. So we're getting the sat-nav out to try and copy the coordinates. And what time is it? It's 8:30 at night, and it's been a long time. I've only had one glass of water this morning. I'm really thirsty and very hungry. We finally downloaded a Korean map app, and we've managed to copy the name of a park in Korean onto the map because it didn't work in English, and we should be good. It's organized chaos, and we're driving on the wrong side of the road again. Right, traffic lights, turn right. Okay. Oh. Sensory overload. Sensory overload. I mean, the fuel, look, 1,495. I cannot get my head around this currency at all. Like the insurance, we just paid 530,000 won.